Hi, Mr. Bob Brennan, the athletic director at Wayne State. And Bob, Charters knocked on the door. They couldn't punch it in.
Well, we were inside the 24 times. Gonna have to get it in next time. Yeah.
Good. Now, you're an athletic expert. You're not the football coach, but you know a little bit about it. What can we expect from these Charters in half number 2?
Well, I think, we've got a type of team that never quits, and that's really a very fulfilling thing for me. After, a couple of years ago, we were kind of up and down. So I think they'll come back. They'll come back playing hard. I think you'll see them still trying to run golf on that option, not on the option, but on the delay an awful lot because, with the passing of Friday, short passing of Friday, and then it opens it up for that delay. And I think that they'll continue to work with that, and hopefully the defense can continue to play well.
One thing about Coach Brian Van Gorder, who played around here when some of us older guys were Tartars, is that he probably coaches just like he played. He does not quit, and you don't expect his kids to quit at all.
No, they never do, and it's a wonderful thing, and I think it's just a wonderful thing for, as you know, I always talk about the neighborhood kids, Cliff, and these are the neighborhood kids, and I wish more of Detroit would come out and see their kids. Because, these are suburban kids and city youngsters, and I think it's very, very important that if we're going to get pride in our city again and continue to roll, that we need the support out here to show these kids that what they're doing is appreciated. Van Gorder never quits, and these kids will never quit. And I think it's just a wonderful asset that we have with Coach Van Gorder.
Well, Bob Brennan, let's talk about that. When I played basketball at Wayne State several years ago, I was shocked to learn that a lot of the students on the campus didn't know that we had a team, not to mention people in the community. What types of things are available here, and how do people get access to them?
Well, I'll tell you, not only, if you look out around you right now, there are 42 acres of athletic facilities here, and the facilities are beautiful. And if anybody ever wants to see a beautiful area of Detroit, this is where to see it from. How can they get access to them? All of our students, faculty, staff have access to all these facilities. But we have gotten some people to come in now. As you know, we've done things with some of the pop companies, I guess you call them, here. And today we have the Detroit buildings and trades unions doing a sponsorship for us here. But what we really need, Cliff, is we need pride in our city and pride in our kids and pride of people coming out here and seeing them, because no city is ever going to go forward unless you have that type of pride. And I just think it's so very important. I'm a city kid. I'm from New York City, and I can remember at a very young age, but the people supported us. And I think that's what they need here. This is the city university. Whether this city likes it or not, this is the University of Detroit, really, because it's Wayne State in Detroit, a public institution.
Well, you've had some success here, too. The basketball team under Coach Ron Hammy went to the NCAA Division II Final Four last season. Women's softball team has done excellent. Wayne has won several national championships in fencing, outstanding swimming teams. So athletics are alive and well at Wayne State.
Well, they're alive and well, and the thing that even this city didn't grab onto. We went to Springfield, Massachusetts to the Division II Final Four, and we were the only team at the Final Four that had every single youngster from the state that we represented. And, they made a big thing of that in Springfield. Why Detroit, why Michigan doesn't make a big thing of that, I just don't understand it. I'm a little frustrated at that. I think you can tell, because we are building some programs here. I think you know that. We're, Division II basketball. A lot of people didn't even know it, but like I've told people, we've got the same trophy that Michigan got.
Well, I tell you what, I think the number is, 577-4280. You have one more sentence to give to promote the sports. Why should they come?
They should help, because this is their city, and these are their kids. Good. And I think that's important.
Bob Brennan, the athletic director here at Wayne State University. 577-4280. Come out and check out the Tartars of all persuasions. It is really a good time in the middle of the city of Detroit. And we'll be back with more Tartar football action after this message.
Home cooking. Got it. No, I want the new home cooking dinners from just $4.99 at Big Boy. Bone-in grilled ham steak. Tasty meatloaf like Mom used to make.
Just like Mom.
No, I want a new home cooking dinner starting at just $4.99. Tender, juicy pot roast, meaty mini spare ribs. I want big boy.
Big boy.
Get him off me.
Feeling pressure to make life more productive? Relax. HAP keeps more people well than any HMO in Michigan. Health Alliance Plan. Your health deserves the best. When it comes to healthcare costs, you can open wide or say ah. With HAP, you can enjoy no deductibles, copays, or out-of-pocket costs. Health Alliance Plan. Your health deserves the best.
The legend of the Colonel's rotisserie gold is the talk of Lake Edna. You should hear what they're saying about the deep marination. The slow roasting. That special blend of herbs and spices. And the golden brown color. But 5-year-old Allie put it best when she said, the Colonel's rotisserie gold in quarters, halves, and wholes. At KFC, we do chicken right.
Back at Wayne State Stadium, where at halftime the score is the Tartars 0, the Ashland Eagles 0, and we're hearing the Wayne State Tartar Marching Band right now. Of course, all of this Tartar football on television is brought to you by the Wayne State Gridiron Club, that collection of alumni and friends and former players of the Wayne State family who are very committed to Wayne State football. They are responsible for bringing us Wayne State football on television. They do a lot of things for this Wayne State community. Someone very active in that Wayne State Tartar Gridiron Club, a familiar face and name, George Blaha, who does the Detroit Pistons basketball broadcast, an outstanding guy and a good friend of Wayne State Tartar football. We will take a look at the Gridiron Club as narrated by George Blaha, find out a little bit more about that organization and about what they do. Here's George Blaha.
Club are proud to supplement Wayne State University's funding of the Tartar football program because we believe these city and suburban student athletes will make a tremendous contribution to our community. Without football and the scholarships it provides, these young men in many cases could not afford higher education. And they wouldn't have the chance to learn lifelong lessons about working as teammates and as friends with other student athletes of different creeds and colors. Our telecasts each fall help us publicize these deserving young men and help us generate additional funding to keep Motor City football alive. We thank the management and staff of WGPR TV 62 for their commitment. Our thanks also to the Palace of Auburn Hills for their generous donation of TV studio production time. Thanks also to our sponsors. Please support them because they support the youth of our community. Thank you.
Well, you can see that there's a large crowd on hand here at Wayne State Stadium. They're having a great time, although there's no score in the game yet, 0-0. Tartars have been knocking on the door offensively, haven't been able to punch it in. A defensive battle, to say the least. I'm here with Stan Edwards, and Stan, I'm wondering, what can we expect from the Tartars and the Eagles as we go to half number 2?
Well, I would hope in the second half we will see a lot more offense than we've seen thus far in the first half. I think both coaches are in the locker room talking about the mishaps that they've had, and particularly the Tartars, the missed opportunities they had in the first half. I don't think they're going to get opportunities like that in the second half. So they're going to have to actually make the best of what they're going to have in the second half. You have to move the ball down the field, which they've done in the first half. But once they get it inside the 10-yard line, they have to mix the plays up. They're going to have to run the ball.
As you look here at the stats for the first half, Wayne State really dominating. More first downs, more yardage in the passing category. Rushing is about even. And the Ashland Eagles have had 8 penalties for almost twice the yardage that Wayne State has had. Ashland has had more possession time, ironically. The score, though, is the final barometer stand, 0-0.
When you have a team that gives you 8 penalties in the first half along with 2 turnovers and you can't score, you need to be concerned. With those kind of stats, the Tartars should at least have a touchdown and a field goal on the board. Well, they doesn't, so they're going to have to go and make up in the first half. So we're starting off 0-0 like the game is starting in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan that they've reconstructed here in the halftime to see what they're going to show in the second half.
Are the offenses playing that poorly, or are we seeing a great defensive ball game here?
Well, I think with the penalties they have, the offenses are probably playing that poorly. The defenses are doing their job to a degree. They're not getting the pressure on Dustin Powers. He's standing back there. He needs to be pressured a lot more, but he's not finding the receivers open downfield. On the defensive side for the Eagles, they're doing a pretty decent job inside the 10-yard line and stopping the Tartars and keeping them out of the end zone. But up and down the field, the Tartars are mixing their plays up real well, hitting a couple of big passes, and Joe Goff is running well but up and down the field on them.
Well, we'll see what adjustments the two sides have made after halftime as half number 2 is set to get underway. We'll be back with more Tartar football after these messages.
Robert, guess what?
What?
Walter asked me to meet him in the Bandit building at 5:30.
You're not going to Bandit building.
Why not?
Because Walter do drugs.
Walter's my friend.
Walter is not your friend.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Walter dissing. If you go, I'm telling Mom.
But you my brother.
I don't care. Walter do drugs. And you ain't going to do it with him.
Did you know that 27 million Americans have served in the U.S. military, and many aren't aware of all the benefits available to them?
Benefits in education and housing, or medical benefits as a result of an injury or disease sustained while on active duty.
And it's easy to find out more. Call the Paralyzed Veterans of America. We've got the expertise you need, and it's available free of charge.
For more information, call the Paralyzed Veterans of America. Call today.
If you have a mortgage, this announcement is for you. You may be owed money. If your lender is making mistakes on your mortgage, they may be costing you hundreds or thousands of dollars. You are entitled by law to a refund of monies overpaid. Listen carefully. Recent reports have stated that up to 35% of adjustable mortgages and 70% of all mortgages with escrow accounts have been calculated incorrectly. 28 million homeowners are victims of costly escrow overcharges, according to the New York State Attorney General. Your odds of being overcharged can increase dramatically based on these factors. How can you find out if you're owed a cash refund? Just call Mortgage Monitor at this toll-free number. We'll examine the key aspects of your mortgage, and if you're due one, we'll help you get your cash refund, which could be hundreds or thousands of dollars. The cost is low, and it's easy. Call this toll-free number now for a free consultation.
We're here at Wayne State Stadium for half number 2 of this contest between the Tartars and the Ashland Eagles. The score is 0-0. Hello, everybody. Cliff Russell along with Stan Edwards. And Stan, the first half, not that bad to watch, pretty exciting, but the score certainly doesn't reflect it.
Well, if you're an offensive-minded person, you need to get excited too much about the first half. Here we see it right, the first drive that the Wayne State Tartars have off of the kickoff turnover. Mark Friday had his man on a quick slant in, threw the ball behind him. J.R. Allen, the cornerback for the Ashland Eagles, came in and intercepted. That was one of the first blown opportunities of many blown opportunities for the Wayne State Tartars.
Friday was able to complete some passes. In fact, his arm looked pretty sharp, as you can see on this replay. He spotted Kevin Whitfield downfield, hit him with a nice pass, and it looked like the Tartars might be on their way after this play.
Looked like a blown coverage in the secondary of the Ashland Eagles because Whitfield was wide open, and if Friday could have hit him in stride, he could have waltzed into the end zone. Thus, he had to, the ball wasn't right on the mark. He had to turn and make almost a spectacular catch on the fingertips. They were able to pull him down, but a great pass and catch from Friday to Whitfield.
And, of course, you can't talk about offensive highlights for Wayne State in the first half without mentioning number 22, Joe Goff.
Joe Goff is the main man on the ground attack for the Wayne State Tartars. Nice move right there, heading upfield. That's some of the running that Joe Goff has been known for. I think some of the plays that they should have been running it down inside the 10-yard line, maybe could have had at least a touchdown in this first half.
8 turnovers by Ashland in the first half also helped out the Wayne State cause. As you can see, the beautiful skyline of the new center area in Detroit. But it has been all for naught in the first half here, 0-0. They're starting from scratch with just a half a game to play.
Wayne State's coming back on the field here, getting a little bit fired up, see if they made some adjustments here for the second half. Had their opportunities in the first half, didn't take advantage of them. I don't think they'll get that many opportunities. I do believe Ashland has made some corrections and not going to give them the opportunities that they gave Wayne State in the first half. So now it's going to be straight up football and see what happens here.
Certain players have already indicated they are ones to watch in this game. Weaver, the running back for Ashland, had a good first half. Very impressive has been Dustin Powers, the quarterback for Ashland. He's only a sophomore. He's going to get better as the years go by. And on the Wayne State side of